When we're talking destiny, we're essentially talking contracts because our destiny is basically what we are contracted to do once we come to Earth. So, when we are in the ethereal realms, getting ready to incarnate into a physical body and to move from a spiritual to a physical state, a lot has to happen in order to prepare us for life on Earth. And one of the main things that happen is that we draw up a sort of life plan. And this life plan becomes a multi-dimensional agreement or contract that is made in collaboration with Source and various other spirits, including the blood ancestors of the ancestral line that we are going to incarnate into, including angels, nature spirits, and so on so forth. Hello beautiful people, it is Oshun Kimi, your sage, your guru, your mystic, and your spiritual informant. And today we are talking about the various types of destinies a person can have. All right, friends, let's go deep into the mystery behind the magic of destiny, because trust me, this goes deep. So an important thing to note when it comes to destiny is that we don't have a singular destiny. Instead, we have multiple layers to our destiny that unfold and become more apparent and more accessible to us as we grow and evolve. And of the various layers of our destiny, we can have a collective destiny, a starseed destiny, an ancestral destiny, and a personal destiny. Let me explain. So, in terms of our collective destiny, this essentially is a contract, pact, or agreement that we've made with other humans and with the earth. This is what's meant by a collective destiny. We're talking about the collective of humanity, where many souls have chosen to come to Earth in order to aid in the ascension and evolution of humanity from a place of war and conflict toward a state of unity and peace. So, a part of each and every human's destiny on a collective level is to bring balance, peace, good character, love, and empathy to our earthly existence. When it comes to this collective destiny of raising human consciousness, this destiny can be highly tied to our star seed destinies for people who know that they are star seeds. There are star seeds who come from other galaxies to study and gather information and to take that information back to their home planet. So Earth can kind of be thought of as a study abroad program for star seeds. This was actually the case for an Orion star seed who I had the honor of reading for. She had been coming to Earth for centuries and for multiple lifetimes to study war and conflict. And she would take this information back to her home planet to help a council of peacemakers shape a more equitable society. There are also starseeds who have had issues on their home planet and came to Earth in order to ascend and evolve so that they can better contribute to the societies that they come from. And when we are talking about starseed societies, these are very usually highly evolved and highly advanced societies where certain behavioral traits and characteristics can actually be detrimental to these highly advanced societies. So some starseeds may choose to come to Earth in order to help them be better starseeds. So now let's talk ancestral destinies. There are people who are under contracts and agreements with their ancestral lineage where they have agreed to heal certain karmic patterns, break generational curses, and basically bring their lineage back into alignment and back into the light. People who have ancestral destinies are usually very spiritually gifted and very wise, even from a young age, because these are people who have access to the ancestral wisdom of an entire lineage. These people are usually also very interested in the shamanic practice of communicating with spirits because they have a natural ability to kind of see through the veil. Okay, we've talked collective destinies for the evolution of humanity. We've talked starseed destinies. We've talked ancestral destinies. So now let's get into the final destiny that we're going to discuss, and that is our personal destiny. There are people who have all of these destinies. And then there are some people who may have one or two of these destinies, but everybody is going to have a personal destiny. And how many of these destinies we are actually able to fulfill is going to depend on our personal and spiritual growth and evolution. Our personal destiny is all about the healing, growth, and evolution that our soul decided it wanted to fulfill here on earth. And our soul made this decision by looking at our current soul growth, our past lives, and then saying, well, based on all of these experiences, it's clear that I, as a soul, need to learn more love or more patience or how to better stand up for myself. Or your soul may simply desire to experience something radically different from what it has experienced thus far, in order to become more multifaceted or more well-rounded. For instance, I've read many people, myself included, who decided that they wanted to incarnate as the opposite sex. So let's say if they've been a man for various lifetimes, they've decided that they want to now incarnate as a woman so that they can now get a feminine experience to balance out the various masculine experiences that they have had. And you will see this especially for people who have wounded masculine energies or who have operated out of an imbalanced masculine energy. These people will decide that they want to experience a feminine incarnation so that they can bring balance to their masculinity. Then there are cases where our soul may decide that it wants to have a very challenging existence. For instance, let's say our soul wants to learn more self-acceptance or more self-possession. So we will purposely decide to incarnate into families that don't accept us, into families where we are the black sheep, so that we will be forced to learn to accept ourselves and to be comfortable with who we are no matter what. So with this in mind, it's important to remember that we chose a good deal of our earthly experiences. And it's important to remember this when we are feeling overwhelmed or challenged by the life that we are living. Earth is called Earth School for a reason. We come here for the specific purposes of learning and evolving. And if we lose track of that mission, that's when we begin to feel nihilistic. And we may begin to feel like there is no point of being alive. Remember that we are souls first and foremost, and we take a physical existence in order to learn something that only incarnating can teach us. So this body and this life is really just a script that we are engaging in and acting in for the time being. And even though this is the case, it's important to remember this script so that we're not down here wasting lifetimes and wasting soul energy, and so that we are able to help our soul evolve in the way that it intended to. When we go off script, that's when we can find ourselves in situations we were never intended to be in. So that's the thing with destiny. Our destiny is pre-written. And when we come to earth, we have to choose it. We have to be devoted to it, or else we are living out of alignment. And this is why there is a difference between destiny and fate. Fate is about consequence. You live out of alignment and you meet a bad fate. When you live in alignment, then you get to meet and walk in the path of your destiny that you chose and that you wrote. People love to say that destinies cannot be stolen, but destinies can be stolen and relinquished if we are not choosing the destiny that we have scripted for ourselves. With that being said, if you need a reading to determine what your destiny is, whether you are living in alignment with it, or even what star system you may come from, I'd be happy to tap in with your higher self, your ancestors, and your spirit team to help you discover this. If you enjoyed this conversation about destiny and want to go deeper into it, this is where I'd recommend joining the Patreon, because Patreon members will be getting a part 2 to this conversation, where over there I'll be discussing destiny and auric codes, how our destiny is activated, and the sacred points on the body where our destiny lies. I hope that this video brought you some clarity about the different levels of destiny that we can have. Let me know in the comments if you learned something new, or if you have questions or comments to add to this conversation. May peace and blessings be forever upon you. Selah.